a North Carolina school doors was decorated with colored and white for Black History Month. That's right, y'all. You're looking at something that was not from 1947. Per News One, West Charlotte High School in North Carolina has been reprimanded by its school district for having a pair of doors inside the buildings decorated as being colored and white entrances last week in a Black History Month commemoration going wrong. The rival photo on the door show a makeshift sign above them reading Sears Department Store 1930. I don't know who the hell thought this was a good idea, but this is just tragic beyond tragic. While there was no context provided with the photo, if any of the annual Black History failures are in any indication, teachers and or administrators at West Charlotte High School apparently thought it would be a good idea to show its students what racial segregation was like in a state with a history of resisting the racial integration of schools. And of course, that is according to News One editor. Per WCCB TV News, Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, which oversees West Charlotte, stated, the school district is required to provide social studies and history lessons to all of our students in an age-appropriate manner. Well, this ain't it. Teachers at West Charlotte High School decorated doors that displayed inappropriate content. This activity is not aligned to state standards or with CMS curriculum and approved lesson plans. This is, of course, a statement from the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, according to WCCB TV. They continued, once school leadership was made aware of the doors, here come the minimizing of trauma. Watch this. Once school leadership was made aware of the doors, the displays were immediately removed. This happened over a course of a few hours in one day on February 14, 2024. Moving forward, the district teachers will be retrained in the specific social study curriculum practices that can be utilized in lesson plans to teach students. Again, this is a statement from Charlotte-Mecklenburg School. And of course, this isn't the first time a so-called school Black History Month lesson had stirred outrage. Or last year, a Miami preschool came under fire for putting toddlers in blackface. And the parents only found out after photos of the school or the children were sent in a group chat. Look at this picture. This picture you're looking at, of course, is from CNN. And it also, last year, taken in several steps further, this is ridiculous. Ohio Middle School decided it was a good idea for educational purposes to show an image of an orangutan eating watermelon displayed on green screen behind students reading Black historical facts to recognize Black History Month. That again is, of course, according to News One editor. Those incidents follow a New York school which apologized for serving fried chicken and watermelon. My God, for a Black History Month lunch, a Black History Month lunch, and students at a Philadelphia Catholic school being disciplined for participating in a racist blackface video in February. I tell you what, guys. Bring Rayyvana up with me. I'm telling you, all of this indoctrination that the Republicans are talking about, the reason that they need these moms who don't have school students in school districts to take over schools because people are being indoctrinated, I'm not seeing it. All I'm saying is a continuation of a miseducation of America, not just of Black students, but on Black history in general. The fact that we get the shortest month, we got an extra day this year, but the fact that we get the shortest month to teach kids about Black history and then it's done in this horrible manner is absolutely disgusting, Rayyvana.
Yeah, I mean, it is disturbing. And then you'll have the right wing response to that, which is, what about White History Month, which incidentally happens to be every other month of the year in our American education system? I will say this coming out of West Charlotte High School is severely disappointing because West Charlotte High School is one of the only high schools that's still functioning that served Black students during the era of segregation. It has a rich history as being involved with, desegregation. It played an essential role in the busing programs to integrate schools. This is a school that was used as a model to show other schools how busing can be successful. And then obviously that success led to a Supreme Court deciding that they didn't need to do busing anymore. They didn't need to follow these models anymore because it's over. We solved it. And then there was regression, as there was all over the country. But it is a school that has such a pivotal role in the civil rights movement in this country, that there are so many ways that you could just use its own history to educate the students, during Black History Month. And the fact that instead of, tapping into the unique role it played, it's just putting up lazy, racist, segregation examples that serve no function as to actually educating the students about, Black history this month. It's just, again, it's just lazy racism, and it's something, we've covered so many different stories just in my 3 years here on TYT of schools doing mock slave auctions to demonstrate the ills of slavery and forcing the Black students in the classrooms to stand up and be sold at a mock auction, as if that's a good way to educate these students. I mean, surely there are hands-on learning methods that we could deploy that aren't horrifically racist. It feels, in the core of it, it just feels bigoted and very lazy from the school staff, the teachers that did this. I mean, truly despicable.
Yeah, it is disrespectful, and it's not just the school systems that are doing it. We also see it with students, and students that are old enough to know better, right? In this picture here from Coco Zena on X, formerly known as Twitter, we see in Philadelphia a group of female students laughed and filmed as one of them had blackface on, while the other one sprayed her in the face with possible hairspray, calling her a slave. So we know that this country had this untreated wound, America's original sin, right? Is still plaguing this country, and I think it will, because until we are realistic about addressing the problem of racism in this country, we saw a wonderful model on how to do it in Germany, right? Germany has they're the closest place to coming to really recognizing what truth and reconciliation looks like. And we've not had that level of reconciliation or reparations, and I shouldn't say and reparations for what Black people endured and endure in this country as it pertains to our history, our legacy in this country, and so much more. Rayyvana, I'll give you the last word on this.
Yeah, I mean, just in reference to the story about out of Philadelphia, I'll just say, some people act as though we shouldn't put a focus on, racist activities if they're done by children. But how else are you ever going to correct that action? These people need to learn that actions have consequences, and these are learned behaviors. No one is born racist. No one comes out the womb with racial prejudice. They learn that in the environment they grow up in. So, to highlight these instances where it's other students who are being racist bullies and perpetuating racism, is really to also put a focus on that community and their households that accept this behavior. And particularly, I don't think that specific instance was, but in other instances, it's happening at the school. And that shows a culture of the school accepting that racist behavior, the teachers accepting that racist behavior. And there's no way to solve it if it isn't called out.